Welcome back. Ben Roethlisberger will see his first preseason action Saturday against the Lions. It's the first preseason game at Heinz Field this year. First game at Heinz Field with fans since 2019. Paul, should Ben Roethlisberger play at all in the preseason?
I say yes. I know I'm in the minority in that, but I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, like we talked about on the nightly sports call, there are ways you can structure, whatever he does in the preseason where you're not putting him in great danger, but he needs to get a little bit of work in the timing, a little bit of work in, just really kind of getting a feel for this offense. I see Tom Brady playing. I think I've seen Aaron Rodgers play. I see these guys playing. I mean, I don't understand why it's like this thing, if you put Ben Roethlisberger out there for 2 series or 3 series, that somehow, you're risking him and he might get injured and all this other stuff. If he gets injured, it's because whoever's calling plays is an idiot. Because the bottom line is there's a lot of things you can do to protect him schematically. So this thing where, no, he can't play because if he does, come on, man. I mean, he's a football player, and this is a new offense, and it's a new offensive line and a lot of new guys, around him, a new running back. Give him a couple of series to at least get his feet wet and, sort of get a little bit of a rhythm of things.
Oh, did you see that sack of Mason Rudolph the other day where Kendrick Green was sort of bum rushed all the way back and right into him? No, I'm actually with you on this. I don't see the heart. I mean, in today's NFL, with the flags they throw for going too low, going too high, helmet, this and that, I think Ben is smart enough, been around long enough to know that he's not going to hold on the ball too much and try to make a play like he still might try to do even at age 39 during the regular season. I think he's smart enough not to do that. I do think there is some value. Well, I'm kind of surprised, actually, the Steelers are doing their dress rehearsal for week 3 now, considering there is an extra week before the regular season begins. So I don't understand. You're still 3 weeks out from the regular season when you do this dress rehearsal. So the whole knocking off the rust thing, I think you get the rust right back in 3 weeks. So I would have thought maybe that Carolina game, annual Carolina rivalry preseason game, would have become the true dress rehearsal with the starters now that you have an extra week. But I'd be interested to see the rest of the league, whether they approach it that way or not. If the Steelers are the only one not. But I don't have a problem with him playing a series or 2 in this game this weekend.
Richie, don't live in your fears. Don't live in your fears. He's got to get out there and play. He's not
I don't want him to play
during the season.
If he gets hurt, they're done. I don't want him playing.
Oh, come on, man. He's got to get out. It's a new offense. He had to make flashcards with his daughter to figure out what this offense was all about and help learn it. He needs to get out there and run it. Even if it's just a couple of series, there are some new formations, there's some new handoffs, there's some things that he needs to get accustomed to. I'm not talking about rolling him out or dropping him back 7 steps or, having do anything crazy, but just let him get into the flow of the game. I think he needs to do that. You can't protect these guys forever. They need to get some work. Ben needs work. Put him in the game.
Jeff, to follow that up, who should come in next? I say Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, I think it's time for Dwayne Haskins to get some run with the first team or pseudo first team or however much is left after Ben leaves. He got a little bit in practice today and was able to lead a 2-minute drive all the way down the field. He has played well enough that I think you owe it to him because he's done everything you've asked. You owe it to him to put him out there and see what he can do with the first team against better defenders too. And that's what everybody's forgetting in this Mason Rudolph thing. And I'm not saying that he's supplanted Mason to be the backup, but I think he's earned an opportunity to play with starters in a game setting.
Yeah, I agree. You have to give him the chance to play with him. I think if you're going to keep up this, I don't think it is necessarily a mirage or that Mike Tomlin's lying that this job is open, but I also don't think I'd be very surprised if Haskins is. I think at this point, barring something off the field happening, which is sort of a worry with Haskins or why he's out of a job right now, or why he was out of a job when the Steelers signed him, that Haskins has shown he's certainly good enough to be on this roster. He's certainly been good enough to be part of the conversation, assuming there's no regression heading into next season or whenever Ben's successor is. I still think, though, that the sort of safe thing to do to be the backup for games when the regular season starts is Mason Rudolph. But if you're going to, there's no, how does it harm, even if that is the case, to have Haskins run with the twos here and see how, or with the one to second quarterback in, I guess, and it'll be with the first team offense. Give him that shot, see what he can do. That's that much more information you have when you make decisions down the road. I still think Mason Rudolph will be the 2, but I don't think it's a lot closer than I thought it was 2 weeks ago, if you would ask me.
Well, I mean, you guys are way underselling Haskins. If you tune in tomorrow at 2 o'clock here at the Fan, you'll find out that he's going to be fitted for his golden jacket in going into Canton by the end of training camp. So, I mean, I'm not sure why this is even a discussion. No, I mean, seriously, look, Dwayne Haskins has done a good job. He's come in and done what they've asked him to do. I do think you need to let him play with the starters a little bit, but here's the thing. It's going to be the same situation as it's been the last few weeks. If Ben Roethlisberger plays the first 3 series, and then you put Haskins in, it's going to be pretty much the same as what he's been doing. He's going to be playing with second-team guys, and he's going to be playing against second-team guys and things of the such. So, to me, I think that you probably, going back to what Chris said, you probably want to wait until the 4th week against Carolina to start Ben, and use this week to start Mason Rudolph and give him 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, 2 or 3, 4 series with the first team.
I know Paul loves talking about those backup quarterbacks. I got another subject for you, Paul, coming up after the break. Gregory Polanco. Stay right there.